All right, big things happening. Of course, Adam coming up with that brand new Today's Special at midnight, and all good things must come to an end. Hunter, of course, an American brand that's been around for over 100 years. You probably know that name from their fans. They're a company that's known for moving air. Normally we say a triple threat. This is more than that. 4 stages of filtration. And you know, it's interesting. Yeah, I said how much I love Adam. He and I are both very, very passionate about air filters. And you know, this is something that I'm just going to say might be something that, yeah, you might want, but you need this. You should have this. And if you were gonna do it, you need to do it now, because if you are not using an air purifier, you are forcing your lungs to filter out not only everything from formaldehyde, bacteria, E. coli. I mean, you think about what you're forcing your lungs to do. Do you realize not only medical grade, they added a light, that UVC light that is used in hospitals and medical clinics, and I should know, I've spent a lot of time there, plus that EcoSilver, the carbon filter, and true HEPA. Not all filters are created alike. In fact, a lot of them are HEPA-like, want to be HEPA, wish they were HEPA when they grew up. This is HEPA. This is HEPA, and you know what? It's our best price. It is the final Hunter air purifier Today's Special for the year. And what we've got is what we've got. Now remember, because it is true HEPA, you do replace the filter. Now, if you want the filters, I would do it now, because the filters have been on fire. We have them in single or in auto ship. Trust me when I tell you, get on that auto ship. I actually bought a previous version of this without that UVC light, and the filters were completely gone. So you really should do, first of all, you should do it, but then secondly, you should do that auto ship enrollment. And then you just pick your color of choice. By the way, whether you like the accent light or not, you can shut that off if you're someone like me who doesn't like light when you sleep. But in the meantime, you pick your color of choice. So we've got that great kind of brown, which is perfect if you have wood tones in your home. The black is the most limited with the silver accent. There's your silver with that graphite gray. That's been the most popular today. Then we have your white with the silver, the white with the rose gold, or the aqua. Can't believe we have any of those aqua with the silver. And no kidding, they can run, but they can't hide. Whether it's bacteria or formaldehyde or outgassing, or you just don't want someone to know that you cooked fish the other night, or that there's a litter box upstairs. I mean, or if you're someone who does have maybe some medical or respiratory, I'm not saying it's curing or treating allergies or asthma or anything like that, but especially if you, oh, you can probably already hear there's a lot of dust in the studio. If you are already someone who might struggle with those issues, don't force your body or your lungs to work harder than you have to. Honoring that 5 flex pay for our Labor Day weekend, Tracy Rosa is clearing the air. Tracy, I gotta tell you, as show host, I think every single show host has purchased at least one of these, and by the way, has purchased it before Hunter did the upgrades that they didn't need to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is really the pick of the litter. This is the best of the best of the best. It literally has everything that I'd want when it comes to air purification, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's the next generation of air purification now. And that's a really big deal, because if you think about it, you know, back in the days that we used to buy air purifiers, because of what you talked about, the allergens in the air and people who suffered from allergies and asthma and all of that stuff, so much more stuff has happened since then. Our environment is different. Our world is different. We're fighting different things off that are in our air. So you know what has to change? Technology has to change. So we have changed technology. Before we had 2 layers of protection, now we have 4 full layers of protection to pull out all those different particles in the air, whether it's viruses, formaldehyde, whether it's E. coli, whether it's dust, dirt, and dander. We've gone ahead and we've added the latest and greatest technology in this one design that everybody loves. Here's the cool thing. We've taken a smaller unit, we've added a filter, and we've gone ahead and made it circular like this, but check it out. It's still the big size of a regular size filter. We were just able to make it round so that we could get more bang for our buck. So let's break down that crazy technology that we were talking about. First and foremost, let's talk about EcoSilver technology. This actually inhibits the growth of microorganisms. So live viruses, mold, bacteria, all that stuff hits this pre-filter, stops growing. This is also where it's gonna get rid of the odors in the air. So let's say you did cook fish last night or Brussels sprouts or whatever, this is gonna suck those odors out of the air. First line of defense. That's only part one. Now let's go to part two. You have a true HEPA filter. True HEPA means it's going to get rid of 99.97% of the particulates in the air. Dust, dirt, dander, pollen, all those things that make our eyes water and our nose run, that's going to go through the true HEPA. Okay, tobacco smoke even, dander, dust mite, mold spores. That's layer two. Now we've added this third layer, this photocatalyst, which is brand new, okay? Brand new to Hunter with a UVC light. This is the game changer. You take that UVC light, you take that photocatalyst, right? You combine the two of them together. When that light shines through the photocatalyst, that's where the magic happens, okay? That's when we can say it's gonna get rid of formaldehyde. Formaldehyde in your home. If you don't think that you have formaldehyde in your home, do me a favor, pause this, don't turn it off. Pause the TV, Google, do I have formaldehyde in my home? You'll be shocked at all the things that brings that into your home. E. coli. I thought E. coli was just a surface issue. In the air too. What about those toxic VOCs that we spray in the air? This is gonna take care of it. The way that we have reinvented the wheel, so to speak, is such a game changer. Remember, you take that UVC light, which this is just a little flashlight, but go ahead and watch how this works. You take that UVC light, that inside of that filter is that photocatalyst, my friend. When the two of them combine, boom, that's what we're talking about. 99.99% of that stuff in the air is gone. Like I said, times have changed. We have to step up our game when it comes to air purification. No more are we feeling dissatisfied with 1 or 2 layers of protection. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of protection to protect you, your loved ones, your family, your pets, in your home, the safest place that it should, we should feel the safest at home. This gives you that confidence, Shannon.
For sure. In fact, one of the reasons that we do smoke as a demonstration here in the studio is, and Tracy and I were talking about this in our first hour time together, is even if you don't see smoke, if someone has smoked in, say, in a hotel room or a rental car, you can, it's somewhere. I mean, you can actually, you can still smell it. So it's a physical representation of what it's taken out of the air, but you have to remember all the way down to bacteria, all the way down to particulates that obviously the human eye can't see. And it's funny, I think part of the reason I was getting like a little, I can tell that my lungs are working harder in this studio. It's a good thing we've got all these running, and listen to how quiet running they are, nice and silent. We're redoing one of our studios adjacent to this, so there's a lot of construction. I mean, they've got, all the drywall and I mean, even when I walked through there, right away my nose started I started to sniffle. And that's the stuff that I can see, the dust. By the way, you'll also dust less with this, but it's funny because I can even feel my lungs, a little more burdened. It's a good thing we've got these running because I can feel them working a little bit harder. Because like I said, there's a lot of dust in the air in the studio that's adjacent to this. So I guess I look at it this way. Why make your body work harder than it needs to? It's if nothing else, it's cute. It's not big, it's not obtrusive, it's not huge, it's not an eyesore, it doesn't scream air purifier. It's a little over 16 inches in the height, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. And then a little over 7 and 6, about 7.5 inches in the diameter, give or take. Like I said, almost 17 inches in the height. Very quiet running, but it's the best that we have to offer. And this price expires. When you see Adam with that brand new Today's Special at 12 midnight from EcoFlow, you are not getting this. So with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, the hardest thing to do, I always say this with air purifiers, but the fact that we even have this in stock, because I don't know if you read the headlines or not, I truthfully try to stay away from the news just because sometimes it gets a little depressing. And Tracy, I'd forgotten, and this is not about grandstanding or fear factor or anything.
Yeah.
The headlines are what they are, and we've still got, you know, a road ahead of us. If we're doing all these things to protect ourselves, I know it's something you talked about with your daughters, you know, all the
Yes.
things that we're doing to protect ourselves when we're getting out there, so to speak. Don't forget how important it is to protect yourself when you're inside your home, because the air in your home is actually dirtier than the air in the great outdoors, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, listen, I said this earlier today. You know, I've got two daughters, 16 and 14 years old. You know, they leave the house in the morning. Okay. Well, I mean, the 16-year-old drives. That's scary enough. But I mean, they put their masks on, they've got their hand sanitizer, they go to school all day long. And then when they come home, it's like rip everything off and then you're in the safe zone. Well, what have I done in the home to make sure that this truly is the safe zone? Okay. What have I done to make sure that they are breathing the cleanest and purest air? Well, I know what I've done. I've gotten a couple of these. Let's kind of take a tour through my house. I know we only have a couple more minutes left, but I'm worried that you're wondering like, oh, is this the right fit for me? I have a different size room. I have a bigger size room. So this is my youngest daughter's room. This is Haley's room. Like I said, she's in Orlando for lacrosse for the weekend, but this is about a 200 square foot room. In this room alone, okay, she's got that air purifier that stays here all the time. It's going to go ahead and clean the air 2.5 times an hour. 2.5 times an hour. So let's just say she spends 8 hours in here a day, okay, or a night, which it's obviously more than that. She's a teenager. But now we're talking about that it's going to clean the air at least 16, 17, 18, 19 times when she is sleeping. So that means that those times that she is out cold sleeping, she is breathing in the cleanest and the purest air. Why? Because she's got this air purifier that has a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. Okay, there are 4 levels of filtration. We've never seen anything like that before. And I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to throw up the red flag or the white flag or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we have no idea what is coming in our future. Shoot, we had no idea what was happening 2 years ago that we would be where we are today. You need to make sure that you have the latest and greatest technology. You'd never go to the cell phone store and say, hey, can I get a cell phone from like 5 years ago? Can I get a phone that doesn't have a camera, you know, doesn't have all these crazy features? No, that's not what we do. You know, we are evolving constantly. I have no idea what your air is like. I don't know if you're in the West and you're battling wildfires. I don't know if you're battling stuff in the East or down here in the South where it's over 100 degrees and we've locked ourselves into our home with the AC blasting. You know, when you get home and you get off of work and your day is over, the time is now to make sure that when you walk into your home that you are breathing the cleanest, freshest air. Give your lungs a break. Because I hate to say this, but if you don't have an air purifier, your air is getting filtered through something else, and that is your lungs, your loved one's lungs, the kid's lungs, the spouse's lungs, the pet's lungs. That's the body's natural way. But you know what? If you give this a shot, that means that your lungs are getting a little bit of a break. And I'm telling you, aren't we all trying to just make better choices and stay a little healthier? This is that first step, Shannon.
It is, and you know, this is going to be kind of an extreme example, so, you know, grant me a little forbearance. You wouldn't suck formaldehyde through a straw. You wouldn't drink out of a dirty glass. I mean, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and like, that's somebody else's lipstick. And I know that's probably an extreme way of looking at this, but you have to understand and that's why I say formaldehyde, because this does filter out formaldehyde and outgassing and bacteria and E. coli. You do understand, unless you're using this, that is what you're doing. Your lungs are the filter. So, you know, I guess that's not even, you know, grandstanding in such a way as a simple statement of fact. I mean, if you're not using this, your lungs are the filter. So any way you stack it, it's hard to say no to this, especially at this price, and we're not doing anything like this again for the rest of the year. Grab yours as long as you're in some form of ordering before we raise that price, and this is it for the rest of the year at today's special. Tracy, they're counting me down. Any final quick thoughts? Otherwise, a great job as always.
Thank you, my friend. Listen, it's really time that you bring this into your home to give your lungs a break. It's what the first thing that you want to do for your family. Hunter's been around for more than 100 years. This is the next generation of air purification. Get it now.